This is I Buddy Landell, and you're about to listen to Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, so stop working yourself into a shoot, you numbnuts. This show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Don't be a dumb ass and get offended by anything on this show. And if you do get offended, that's a you problem. Before I throw it to the fellas for another banger of an episode, shout out to all the BTT patrons, including the largest Patreon contributors of the show: Disrespectfully Classy, Mark E. Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, Good Old Justin, and Mike H. Now enjoy this Outlaw Mud Show podcast. Remember, if it don't snow, it don't go. And be blessed and be a blessing, pal.
Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people and my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where today we are covering WCW Saturday Night on TBS from September the 18th, 1993. It's the go-home show before Fall Brawl of 93. So next week, or a day or two after this, you'll be listening to the pay-per-view. For now, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on the video. And lastly, type a comment or two with what you like, don't like about the episode. Helps the channel grow, keeps Harper very, very happy. And I should have said, if you're a patron, you will be able to listen to our Fall Brawl review with Harper, who is supposed to be there. It'll be on Patreon, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Speaking of Harper, he is supposed to be here. We did get a message from him, which was really weird. He said, I will be 10 minutes late. It's currently 10 minutes right now, but don't let that distract you from the truth. Don't let the truth distract you from a good story. He did say he's going to be 10 minutes late. He's now beyond 10 minutes. Doc, how are you as I welcome all our friends in?
What kind of fucking podcast would start without one of its hosts?
The most outlaw mud show podcast there is.
This one. I'm doing great, Michael. Always great to be here. I'm just sitting out here watching John Cena heel out on everybody. That shit's funny. I'm watching Dean Ambrose get shit stuck in his back. That's not so funny. It's WrestleMania season. There's lots of wrestling going. We're not thinking about that stuff, though. We're thinking about Fall Brawl. I watched a little bit of Fall Brawl a few nights ago. Have some questions. Can't wait to discuss that. Chop it up. Harper, he's going to have some thoughts because he doesn't watch all the time. But when he puts on the tuxedo without the sleeves for the pay-per-view, he watches those. So you always get some insightful commentary when it comes to the pay-per-views, right?
I agree. I think he takes them serious. He doesn't take timestamps and stuff like that, but he does watch it and take it serious. And
remember that time he had papers and stuff?
Well, the thing, we told this story weeks ago. So we record almost always on like a Tuesday night. So that means 7 days from now, is that him? My phone's going off. No. 7 days from now, we'll be recording a pay-per-view. Starting tomorrow, I'll have to start reminding him. Hey, don't forget. Thursday. Hey, don't forget. Friday. Hey, don't forget. Inevitably, as I always say, I'll get a text or a message of some sort.
Hey, what's that pay-per-view?
On Monday night at 8 p.m. Hey, what pay-per-view is it again? Now, I've been sending him the name of it for a week now. So, as we always say, I'm not complaining. I'm just sharing a little bit behind the scenes with you on how hard it is to get him up to speed on what the pay-per-view is.
Sure,
like last time,
now
the last
I want to.
the Beach Blast. He's looking at Bash at the beach.
Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. I want to make a big announcement. Can I do that?
I'm terrified, but go ahead.
You should be. I want to announce to everybody that we are ready to start our second. We're ready to announce what our second show is going to be. Starting in about 8 years, we're going to do TNA.
Dude, that's okay. I don't hate the idea. In fact, I actually like it, especially if you're talking about from the beginning of it when it was insane. However, I don't. That's so far off at this point in my eyes. I will be 58 at that time. You will be 60. Okay? Let's pump the brakes for a minute. I don't hate the idea. However, I'm like, man, that feels like a long way off.
Well, and they got brought up because they recently hit more episodes than Nitro. I can't believe they're still doing it. And they've got like the WWE behind them now.
Yeah, give that time. I mean, I know it's happening now, but give it time.
They always have something happen to save them, though. It's crazy.
There's something else, man. I can't lie. I mean, the way they keep going, it's pretty amazing.
Remember, Corgan was going to buy him, and God, man, they just always have something that's about to die, and then Global Force Gold swoops in and gets them.
They have more than 9 lives. They have 900 lives. It's always something. They've gone through more changes and leadership. It is quite amazing how long they've been around.
And when you listen to Jarrett talk on his podcast about how their very first pay-per-view, they lost all that money and had like all the money get kind of yanked out from under them. They should have been done right then.
Really?
And here we are, damn near 20 plus years later, still rolling.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
Can't kill wrestling.
I will tell you this. I heard Jerry Jarrett one time say something about when they first went with the 6-sided ring or whatever. And he was like, I think he said, maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was, I don't remember who said it, but they were like, we wanted it so that when you saw that, if you were flipping channels or something, it would make you stop.
What's that?
And boy, it was exactly it. I will never forget the first time I saw it. I was like, because I never watched any lucha where they had that damn ring. I personally hate that ring, but it did make you stop and go, huh, what's this?
And we were talking about it. It's like everybody's been there, man. Everybody's been there over 20 years. So in 8-9 years, if we're all still, running around the aliens haven't taken over, we'll get on that.
It's almost like Smoky Mountain, where like almost everybody went through there at some point. Almost, obviously not everybody, but it did.
Did we ever talk about this? I did. If we did, then I knew it, and if not, then I didn't. Bradshaw or JBL was supposed to come into Smoky Mountain in December of '95, but it closed down.
We've talked about so much stuff I don't remember.
Okay,
because it's like I feel like maybe we did, but I don't know.
Well, on the theme of repeating ourselves,
23 years old, by the way, to be exact. TNA.
Maybe we should go to the 5-star review section of the program. We have one this week. We ought to have at least one every week. Shame on all of you.
I mean, there's weeks where we've had more than one, but
But we just stay with the plot.
Okay.
Whiskey Clark is back, brother.
My guy. He's right. It's got to be his
I don't know
eighth
how
or
he
ninth
keeps
one.
busting through, but he says, love you guys. You are highly entertaining. Love listening to the show. Raising a glass, and if anybody gets offended, screw them. That's interesting because he spelled everything correct. There's some punctuation in here. He must have done this early in the day before he raised a few of those glasses like he has in some of those other posts that he had. We appreciate it, Whiskey. Thank you very much.
Very much so. Yeah, definitely. Appreciate it. Hey, don't forget, and if you want to be like him and get a shout out, submit a 5-star review, Apple Podcast or Podcast Addict, and it will be read on air.
On the air. In front of literally
billions of people. Billions of people.
Remember when Tracy's mother said the millions of people watching at home in Smoky Mountain?
Yeah. I mean, if Tracy can say million, I mean, technically that wouldn't be incorrect. I mean, remember when Harper was like, when am I going to get my badge? Because we were one of the top 10 podcasts on Podbean. It said they would send us a badge. They meant a virtual badge. I don't think he understood that. Anyway, I mean, we've had millions of downloads. It's
millions.
I mean, you do this for almost 10 years, so we're on a couple million downloads at this point, obviously. But yeah, so we wouldn't be lying if we said millions, but I'll never forget when Tracy said that because we were like, okay, millions ain't listening, ain't watching Smokey at that point.
Hell no. But it's a good story and you can't deny it. Hey, I got a question. We're getting pretty close. Like what? 6-7 weeks out from our birthday.
We are?
Maybe a little bit longer. What are we going to do? Should we have Big Daddy Yum Yum on?
Nah, we're not going to have no guest.
No guest.
Not unless Corny would ever decide to finally answer my email. Like he'd be the
Harper's on.
Cornette would be the 10-year guest I'd love to have. Because we got to get a wrap up. Me at Harper, we got to get like a wrap up with him on Smoky Mountain, like But he does 12 hours of podcast a week, so it's hard to get him.
Maybe instead of that, what we ought to do is like the Stephen King Misery book. Well, let's just kidnap him and make him write the Smoky Mountain book.
That's not going to happen. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
He's never good. That book's never getting written. Not as long as he's as profitable as he is doing 2 podcasts a week, with 8 to 10 hours of audio.
Oh, the Smoky Mountain book?
Yeah, that book's not happening, dude.
Yeah. I've always wondered the same thing. I mean, he probably don't have time to take a shit. And it's from, doing 2 podcasts, watching all this shit. And he's got his, the online store. So yeah.
I don't see it. I just
he probably has less time than Mike has.
Mike has more time than he says. He's a whiner.
Oh, trust me, I know. Poor him.
Who's got a lot of time on their hands? Harper. He sends me a million reels every day. He's
why?
He's like my
wife. I'm always
wife.
thinking about you. Because I'm always wondering what you're doing.
My wife's
like, I bet he's sitting around jerking off.
My wife's like, did you see that reel I sent you? I go, which one? There's like 50 unseen ones.
Yeah, she says because I don't have TikTok because I refuse to get it because it's just not because I'm worrying about the Chinese.
Right.
I just don't want something else to make me look at my fucking phone.
That's me, Harper. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with that. I'm the same way. Go ahead.
It's just one more thing to go ding ding.
Yep.
And I gotta look at my fucking phone, and then she like saves clips to show me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she's like, oh God, look at this one. Look at this one, this one. I mean,
is it Kendrick Lamar?
No.
Oh.
That's the rapper.
Yeah, it is.
You see? I'm hip and cool.
Yeah,
I'm one of the good ones.
Whoa. I'm not sure what that means.
Hip and cool.
I'm hip and cool.
So, Harper, were you burning the midnight oil at work tonight, doing a little extra for the company? Did y'all have a pizza party after? Huh?
Mike.
What?
You need to get these damn Patreon people. You need to get more of them. So so I don't have to work a shoe job anymore.
Man, that goes
For
for three
real.
of us, man. I hear
Come
you,
on,
man.
man.
I hear
Come
you,
on,
You
man.
bunch of broke bastards.
I
You don't want to do this anymore.
I hear you, man.
I don't want to do this, bro.
I don't. The three of us.
Bro,
I don't want
I
to
used
do
to
this.
make fun of these assholes when I'm in line, and there's assholes getting all these goddamn lottery tickets. I'm like, you motherfucker. But now I get it, bro.
You get it.
I don't want
It's
to do
your
this
it's your
shit
way
either.
out.
Yeah. But I'm not that desperate to spend that much on false hope. With
So
the-
it's not that bad yet. Did y'all have
No,
a
I
no
get
pizza
one.
party at
That's
work
it.
today?
No, bro. No. It's just motherfucker. Bro, they had a fucking wreck on the I-12. 45 motherfucking minutes, bro. So I say, fuck it, right? You know, you just sitting there and you're seeing people on the shoulder, right? And then so I'm like, fuck it, I'm going. And this one bitch wants to be a fucking vigilante and park halfway. You know what I'm saying? Like she's fucking blocking it. Like, oh no, you can't get in front of us. Fuck you, right? And it's like soccer mom, bro. She's in a Ford Explorer, right? So she's not going to test her. So she stops. And then eventually she just gets over, right? And then there's this motherfucker, bro. He's in a 72 Lincoln Continental Mark IV.
Yeah, Jive Tones.
That fucking looks like it's from Mad Max. That motherfucker, potato. She ain't fucking with that dude pulled up. She got out the fucking way, bro. Because there's no way in hell she wants to just imagine be that woman seeing that coming up in the fucking side mirror. She got out the fucking way. And I was like, yeah, go get him. And I was right there, right behind him. And I had to piss so bad, bro. An hour, bro. I almost pissed in my fucking pants. And as soon as I see the chevron, it gets worse because your body is like a barking dog. It's like it sees it, and it gets worse and worse. As soon as I put that bitch in park and just hit the off button, ran out, went there and pissed.
You ever noticed
So that's
that?
why I was so fucking late, bro.
You ever noticed that when you do have to piss, it's like the closer you get to the bathroom, the worse it gets. It's like
Yeah,
it's like your muscle
It's a psychology thing.
is wired into your brain, and it's like he's about to free us. It's crazy.
And it's one of those trucks. It is one of those like truck stop, like shitty, like gas station that sells those like Jesus pictures and statues of like dragons fighting fucking bald eagles and shit. I'm thinking, who the fuck buys this shit? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I do. That's usually one of the good places to buy beer.
White
And I'm
people,
like, who
white
the
people,
fuck is
white
this?
people buy that stuff.
White trash buy that shit. I'm thinking, how low does your credit score got to be to go, that would look so good on my end table?
I don't think it's credit score. I think it's drug intake.
Yeah, that's true.
Next week, we'll have Harper talk about his swollen prostate, I guess.
Yeah.
Doc, we do have some serious business before we get into the review portion.
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's do it. This one's pretty sad, so hit us off.
R.I.P. Bill Mercer, the voice of, I don't know, Doc, if he was really a voice of your childhood as much as Mark Lawrence was, because you got the Saturday show on Channel 11, and you were telling me, well, tell the people, because Bill Mercer was the voice of World Class for me.
Yeah, for real. For me, too.
And Harper, but, you know,
I was Mark Lawrence.
Yeah,
that
so-
was because I was home on Saturday night, so I got to watch it. But we would go over to my grandparents on Sunday nights, every Sunday night. And there weren't a lot of, back in the day, I mean, kids may not believe this, there weren't a lot of spare TVs in every room and shit. And you had to convince adults who thought wrestling was stupid to watch wrestling. So then even if you got to see it, you had their commentary on top of it.
Bruh, I remember those days fighting to watch wrestling because you got one good TV. I mean, you might have a TV in my bedroom, but it's from the fucking Nixon administration, and it's in black and white.
Dialing in channel 39 in Dallas, that shit was going to be more snow than picture.
Yeah. So fighting with my fucking sisters and everything to watch fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember those days.
These motherfuckers don't want to let somebody watch their wrestling.
So Bill Mercer was on this, I'm going to call it the Sunday night show on NBC in New Orleans, Channel 6. We got that show, which was out of the Sportatorium. If you lived in Dallas, you got the Channel 11 show.
Dumb Gentilly boy meant to say you got the Channel 11 world-class Saturday night show in addition to the Sportatorium show.
And so Doc saw the Channel 11 show more than he saw.
That was at a Will Rogers in Fort Worth.
That's still there, isn't it?
I think
building?
So. I think so.
So
yeah.
So Mercer was the guy we always heard. So he was kind of. I always liked him. I laugh at him a lot because if you listen to him like in like 82 and 83, he doesn't. Some of the moves that are being done, he gives them different names than what they actually were. But that was not uncommon back then. I mean, you didn't have these pro wrestling commentators like that can call every move under the sun. But he was still great at what he did. He was awesome. He was 99. I messaged Doc. I messaged Lance. Anybody I knew who I was talking to online about this, and was like, "Right, 99. I'd sign up for that right now if I knew I could get that deal." Anyway, 99 years old. So born in 1926, passed away. He just turned 99 too. His birthday was like February 18th, I think. So
now is Lance okay?
Yeah.
Well,
he
took off for work for a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't be. We're RIP and Bill Mercer. Do you have to always be an asshole, Harper?
I'm sorry. Well, they should name a holiday after him.
Doc, did you see?
Fuck Sam Houston and Davy Crockett. These quote unquote Texas heroes. He was a real Texas hero.
Wow.
What a prick.
They
did like every newscaster in Dallas like posted about it too. It was really cool. Like I know Mark Followell did from the Mavs. Couple of people from WFAA I saw posted.
Well, he was
a
professor at the University of North Texas. So like a lot of the people there's people in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that went to North Texas. He was like a mentor, a professor. He was still doing that deep into the 90s.
Wow.
Did you see the tribute that North Texas did?
Did everybody get drunk and smoke weed?
There was a North Texas game at the arena this weekend.
Yeah.
The night it happened, and they posted a photo.
Had somebody come in and hit somebody with a chair and then showed a picture of him?
No, but tell your dogs to be quiet. Nobody said that.
I
asshole.
can't.
Okay. Because you like to blame the ones over here, but it's mostly yours. Anyway.
Mostly mine.
They did like a little tribute to him at the game.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Dude, he was 99.
Damn, dude, that's old, man.
Like I said.
Now, do you want to be 99 if it's not a good 99? Or are you just like ready to roll?
I saw my grandma go through that, and it's not worth. You're just there.
So you're ready. If that's the case, Harper, you're ready for some Kevorkian action.
I mean, my grandma didn't know what day it was for the last 2 or 3 years of her life.
And you'd rather be gone than deal with that.
No, she's always asked, "Why am I still here? Why hasn't God taken me yet?"
My grandmother,
I'm like,
on my dad's side, is 101.
How's she functioning?
She can't get around. She's fine, but she can't hear for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's, I say fine, I mean, obviously you live that long, you're getting wheeled around and you can't do much outside of that. But yeah, man, she's gonna be 102 late November.
Is she? Well, is her mind is still there?
Her mind's still there, man. She just can't hear.
That's good.
Like whenever I come in town and see her, it's hard to hold a conversation with her, but it ain't got nothing to do with her mind. She refuses to put the hearing aids in. She don't like the hearing aids. So she, instead of putting them in, she screams at you, "What?" Like she's at a WWE event and somebody's cutting a promo. What? It's crazy. But yeah, not to get sidetracked, but R.I.P. Bill Mercer.
So y'all consider the sound of Dallas wrestling to be Bill Mercer more than Mark Lawrence?
Correct.
I both, because I remember when Bill.
I would say both.
When Bill left, forget what year, but I do remember Lawrence then being the lead. But also Mark Lawrence was he was the ring announcer too, even before he was the lead on what I'm going to call the Sunday show, the show we got.
What about Joe Renesto?
Joe Ranelli, you mean?
Yeah, Joe Ranelli. That's it.
Nah, I mean he wasn't always the ring announcer. I mean, sometime, but not often. But like I said, Mark Lawrence he's that guy too, because even before he was doing the play-by-play, he was ring announcing. I will say this: I thought Mark Lawrence was like a better storyteller than Bill Mercer, because he would tell you, I don't know how to describe it. He could narrate what was going on in the promotion and explain to you why this match mattered, or why this guy's got heat with this guy. Bill was more of like I say this, but this is exactly what he was. He was more of like a real sports commentator.
Right.
Did he ever do other sports?
Yes.
Yeah. He did.
Didn't he call a Super Bowl?
So did I one year when I was drunk, but it was in my room.
No, come on.
Yeah. With a phone.
Hey, Mike, I went to the College Football Hall of Fame last week.
Okay, so are we transitioning away from Bill Mercer now?
I just wanted to let you know that I kicked a field goal there from like 25 yards out.
Like weeks later. Your back probably still hurts from it.
Nah, I made mine and Latrell missed his.
Yeah, and then you probably taunted him and said, "Yeah, there you go, you little shit."
I grabbed the football and smashed it in his face and told him he had to walk home.
That's what I thought.
Where's that at?
It's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh.
I went down Bad Street and took a left, and then I went to Techwood Drive and took a right. Actually, I did drive by Techwood, and I made everybody in the car listen to the story that's where they used to film wrestling.
I bet they were all in there like, what the
They loved it. Every second of it. They were involved in the end of the story. Techwood Drive.
I bet they were.
They hate wrestling. They hate me. Fuck them.
Oh, boy. Hey, Harper, this, we got a pay-per-view next week, so I'm going to start reminding you on tomorrow. Give you a reminder every day beforehand. Make sure you get that pay-per-view watch. We got Fall Brawl coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, can't wait. Big Shockmaster in the War Games.
Fuck. All right.
All right, Doc, anything else before we get into the main portion of the show?
Now, let's go do this thing.
All right. So, again, this is September the 18th of 1993. This week's episode was taped August 30th of 93, center stage, second half of the taping from that day. The show opens. We're on the eve of Fall Brawl, as I mentioned already. It's only a 43-minute episode minus commercials, so we head basically straight to the ring as soon as we get into this thing. Yeah.
Speaking of world class, we talk bad about 2 hours now, but back then 2 hours was not near long enough for me to watch wrestling once or twice a week. I was like, shit, it's over already?
Yeah, 2 hours was a treat.
That Saturday night show was 2 hours, and I would stuff the towel under the door because it was Saturday night. My parents were always like, we got to go to church in the morning. And I was like, didn't want them to see the light on underneath my
That's
my
not
door.
What he said. He said, F church.
Yeah.
On Saturday night for this?
No, he's talking about. See, this is where he's talking about the world class show that came on Saturday night.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it came on late. What time did it start, Doc?
Right.
10.
Yeah. See, Harper, it came on Channel 11 at 10 p.m.
Okay.
And Mama Doc didn't want 8-year-old Doc watching wrestling till midnight.
I've never asked you this. Do you ever talk to your parents now about wrestling at all?
No.
Like, never? Did they ever like, because I know Latrell, y'all watch like the pay-per-views or premium live events or whatever. Like,
sure.
I'm sure Latrell
He thinks it's fun. The kid that thought it was funny a couple of years ago when Cena fought that WrestleMania match during the pandemic versus Bray Wyatt, and it was like holograms and shit, and he cried because he was still a believer. He shed actual tears. Now he thinks it's funny that Cena's turning heel.
Yeah, but what does Grandpa and Grandma Doc like tell Latrell, or does Latrell tell them, hey, I watch wrestling now, like Dad?
No, they mostly talk about like sports and stuff, I guess. So wrestling never really comes up.
So he's never mentioned to his grandparents, yeah, I like wrestling.
No. That's
weird to me. Because anybody who knew me as a kid knew I liked wrestling. Even to this day, like they're like, oh yeah, he likes that wrestling stuff. That's what they all. I don't know.
It took us a while at work to figure it out and sniff around it. Oh, you watch Monday Night Raw? I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, no, I'm saying like
here's the thing: you can be at work, and some motherfucker will like Star Wars as like not just like, oh, I watch Star Wars every once in a while. I like the movies, but like is deep into Star Wars. And we're not supposed to make fun of them. But if you say you like wrestling, you might as well.
Yeah. What are you, fucking 12?
To tell a story, Doc and I we'd be walking through the hallways and we'd start. We'd whistle a Cena theme song. And people start looking around. like I remember we used to have this person that we worked with, and she was like, y'all, why do y'all do that? You can't explain it. It's John Cena's theme song. Like, who?
We were putting out the flag to see if anybody else would ever pick up on it.
Dude,
yeah,
we walk down halls whistling and it's like a flag signal. It's like a duck call, like you have like one of those. It's like trying to call the ducks in. And yeah, I remember one time Doc was like, if anybody's gonna know, there was this one guy. Doc's like, if anybody would know what that is, it's gonna be him. And I don't think he ever knew, but yeah.
But if they like Star Wars and like dress up in costumes to go see the movie, isn't that funny? But you mentioned you like wrestling, and you might as well say you touch kids.
Harper, you were about to say something too.
What?
We were talking about the John Cena and whistling.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. If you tell someone that you watch wrestling, that you're like, what are you, fucking a baby? You know it's 12? Fake, right?
I don't. Doc over there used to have a boss that said, "You watch that stuff?" Just saying.
Yeah.
What did he say? Oh well.
Like kind of like laughed. Like, you watch that stuff?
Like, you watch that stuff? You're not getting a company car now.
I mean, isn't it weird how it's got like a stigma?
It is.
Like millions of people watch it still. Why does
you could go around the room? You could go around the room when you have to do those Zoom, the Zoom or Teams meetings, and say something about yourself. And you could say, "Oh, I like to get dressed up in medieval gear. It's not real, but it's like fake." And then we have like these swords, but they're gimmicked, and we fight, and we have matches on the weekend, and it recreates medieval times. And everybody go, "Oh, okay, that's cool." and comes to you and you go, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like to watch Monday Night Raw. Really?
What? My kid watches that shit.
It's crazy.
Don't tell me you collect figures, do you?
It's crazy. It's like you're abnormal or something. I don't know.
We ain't abnormal. Everybody, us and everybody, most of the people listening out there are not abnormal. We're just fine. Thank you very much.
We're just fine, and we're going to go to the first match that we just sat here and watched. Sting versus Stevie Ray of Harlem Heat. Jesse has more Shockmaster jokes as the match starts. Jesse mentions that when this guy shows up, we don't know if he's going to shock us or fall down.
Come on.
This match had a couple of botches in it. It wasn't airtight, brother. Around the 5-minute mark, I don't know what this is. Just watch. Stevie sends Sting into the corner. It's a reversal, and then here it comes. I don't know what that was supposed to be.
I don't know what he was waiting. Yeah, because he wasn't. I don't know what he was. Maybe a shoulder block.
Sting was waiting on something. Stevie Ray was waiting on something, and then Sting hit the ropes, and they kind of just bear hugged for a second until Sting took him over. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
You know, it happens.
I got a question for that.
Yes.
Is Sting calling this match?
I don't know. I'm watching him. I don't see his mouth moving. Like, even when they're in that headlock, he wasn't. Maybe right there he's telling him something, but I don't really think there was much to call because it was really short. So maybe, you know, they probably called the opening and the finish. Short,
can you go back to 222, please? Harper, get ready.
What are we looking for here, Doc?
Let's see.
Rizats. I don't know that they're old enough.
Well, why are you pointing them out?
That's what we're asking about.
No, I'm not entertaining that. They're too young.
Okay.
What's on her shirt? Is that Barry Windham?
That says Rhodes.
Oh.
You can the shirt's kind of crumpled up.
Okay.
But I see an H, an O, and a D. The top of the D's cut off and an E. That's Dustin.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah, too young, Doc.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't do that around here. We're not the Grizzly Smith podcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's too.
You know, gotta check.
Any other thoughts on this rather short match?
What's with the cops?
I don't know.
Well, I said there's lots of dudes with ties in the crowd. So is it people doing the horseman thing that they used to do, or is this corporate execs? And then there's cops everywhere.
When the black guy's wrestling, they show the cops.
Well, the cops.
I mean, bro. I mean, come on.
Whoa. What's up, Bill Watts?
I'm just saying.
All right. Well, the finish is Sting goes for the Scorpion Deathlock, but Booker comes out and punches Sting, and Sting wins by DQ, and Dustin hits the ring to make the save, and now Harlem Heat they're putting the boots to Dustin and back to Sting, and Booker drops a knee across Dustin's throat, and we head to commercial as things break down and chaos ensues. And that's all I got from that, Doc. Anything from you?
I thought it was all right. I mean, what else were you going to do? They're trying to, you know, put a build on here for the pay-per-view. That's the way you do it. Seriously, there's like all these dudes in ties, though. Did they call them over from the tower to be like seat fillers?
Bro, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they got a convention going on.
Okay.
Harper said convention, right?
Yeah.
That's an accomplishment.
What kind of shit is that?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, he's so well spoken.
Yeah.
Ken Pantera. Speaking of, Dark Side of the Ring comes on tonight.
I know.
First one of the.
Doc, you know it came out Saturday in 1994.
Super Unknown.
Far Beyond Driven.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Jesse and Tony throw it to the Fall Brawl Control Center once again with Chris Cruz. Goes over all the matches. Did you
notice that Tony was wearing the same suit last week?
Well, it is the second taping for that day.
Okay. They don't change clothes?
Sometimes they'll change coats, ties, whatever.
Okay.
But other times they don't. Fall Brawl Control Center. We got War Games coming up. Call your cable company. They go over the War Games rules. If you don't know that by now, Google them, kids. It'll tell you what it is.
Man,
we get a video.
That's a lot of shit to remember.
That is a lot of shit to remember.
I read them out. 7 fucking periods. 1 period and 5. This is no.
This is like
winner of referee toss sends in a second man. After 2-on-1 period ends, opposing team sends in another man. After the third period, winner of a fucking coin toss sends in the third fucking man. Jesus Christ.
Hold on, Harper. Let's get the rest of them. That way you can read the rest of them to us here.
There's
Hold up.
more?
Yeah, we got that was 2 pages. So keep going. Keep reading.
This feels like school.
Okay, keep reading.
Teams.
Damn it.
Teams come on, Mike.
The video did that. Keep going. Go ahead.
Sure.
Teams alternate during remaining periods until all 8 men are in. Surrender or submission is the only way to win. No pins, no pinfalls, countouts, or disqualifications. Official time is kept at ringside. The fuck out of here.
Okay,
I thought Bill Watts left.
We know there's more.
The head referee has the final say. Let's see.
There you go. Last rule.
The head referee has the final say as the winner of the match. The fuck out of here.
Okay, we act like we don't know War Games rules. We've been doing this forever. We know the rules for War Games. Why are we acting stupid here? It is a lot of rules.
Don't know.
It is a lot of rules, but I think
we also know that War Games is overrated.
Okay, I can't agree with that. This one for sure, but the one they're showing with Sid right there, and the one
that was a great one. But overall,
that was a great War Games. That every Arn bled a gusher, man. That one was a great one. Barry bled. That was a great War Games. Anyway, all right, we'll keep going. We go to the next match. It is Paul Roma and Arn Anderson versus Mike Thor and Todd Zane. Another quick match because, again, we only got 40 minutes to fill up here, so we're moving through these matches quickly tonight. Doc, I don't have much because it gets started and it might only last about 2 minutes, and we get a spine buster from Arn and then a splash off the top rope by Roma, and Arn and Roma win to no surprise.
Arn was super aggressive here, looking good. Can you go to 11:29? Harper, can you explain to me what's happening here?
Okay.
11:29, you said, right?
Yeah. It's going to be coming up in just a few seconds here. Here we go.
Oh, that's
Shockmaster.
Yeah. He's dressed as a construction worker because he's just got off of work.
Because there was a wreck on I-12.
Right.
Just wait.
The fuck, bro.
Just wait, Harper. You ain't seen nothing yet this week when it comes to the Shockmaster.
Well, and what are we doing?
What do you mean, what are we doing?
How is this any better than Norman?
Exactly.
Who said it was better than Norman?
I'm just saying. This is a... Yeah, you did, didn't you?
I never said it was better than Norman. I said...
You said at least it's not... You said at least it's not Norman.
I said you are acting like this is the final straw, and I said it's not like we haven't crossed the Rubicon before of stupidity.
What are you, Buddy Landell? I'm just...
You're making up words.
Buddy did say that. I'm not making up nothing.
I'm just saying there are no final straws. This is WCW.
Okay.
He looks like a sitting there with those kids. He looks like kind of like a Popeyes and Pals type of guy.
Nobody.
You know what I'm talking about, Mike?
Yes. Nobody knows what you're talking about in the international or American audience. Nobody outside of New Orleans, unless they're Gen Xers, knows what the hell you mean by that.
He looks like someone from like a kid's show.
Yes.
He's like construction worker Carl or something, and he's going to tell you to say no to drugs.
So he's Bob the Builder.
You want to explain Popeye and Pals, though? I think there's some mileage there. If you could explain that to our friends out there listening.
Oh, Popeyes and Pals. Popeyes and Pals was a local TV show that used to come on Saturday mornings on Channel 4, and it was taped in Channel 4's studio, and it was sponsored by Popeyes. And so they would have these kids.
So Popeye's the chicken place, not Popeye's the sailor man.
No, let him finish. Let him finish. It was sponsored by Popeyes.
Clarifying.
It was sponsored by Popeyes fried chicken because the chain started in New Orleans with Al Copeland. But continue, Harper.
And so they'll have like a local kids, like the local Cub Scouts or the Girl Scouts and stuff like that. And they're like, "Hey, what's your name?" You're like, "Doc. How old are you?" "I'm 8. What school you go to?" "I go to this. What's your favorite animal?" A bear. How about a bear?" "Yeah, a bear." "Okay." And they go to the next one with this dumb fucking shit. And then they would do like a little game with the kids, kind of like a Double Dare deal where they run around and they would win like a Transformer or like a G.I. Joe fucking Mombat tank or a Cabbage Patch doll if it was little girls, and then they would go to a Popeyes cartoon. It was so fucking crazy that this came on Saturday mornings, right? At like 9 o'clock in the morning. And they got these kids in there eating Popeyes.
That was the best part of it. They gave him like a 2-piece box of chicken with a biscuit and fries with it.
So imagine being a kid eating fucking Popeyes fried chicken at like 9 o'clock in the morning, sitting there with a fucking Coke in their hand, just like, y'all can look that. Go on YouTube and just type in Popeyes and Pals, New Orleans.
Right. Make sure you put New Orleans in.
Videos on there.
Yeah.
They got all that shit on there, and then they would have a guy. I remember the host was this like big. He was like a big kind of hefty guy, and he wore like he was dressed like fucking Tugboat. And he had some goofy name, and like he was the guy that would talk to the kids and all of that.
Yeah, he was like the host.
That's who he was the host. It was like a local, kind of like our like Bozo the Clown type of show.
I used to watch the piss out of it, and
I didn't have that, Doc. A local kid thing.
We had Peppermint Place, and the guy that was the Peppermint Place's son ended up being the singer for the Butthole Surfers.
Oh, no, what?
I am not kidding.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted to go on Popeye and Pals and never did.
Oh, yeah, bro. I think fucking Joe Kane was on that once.
See, the thing about Popeye, that's funny. I could see it. The thing, okay, you're making fun of them kids eating chicken, but that was like a New Orleans tradition, especially a Mardi Gras day.
I know, bro.
You ate chicken, fried chicken in the morning.
That's true, bro.
That's a tradition in New Orleans on Mardi Gras Day. Because you get out there so early, and the Popeyes, if it was on a parade route, it'd be open, or it'd be open beforehand.
Oh yeah, they got a line around that motherfucker.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. You just go in there, get chicken, and that was like your meal for the day, man. You full of spicy chicken.
And then they would go roll them, and they would put their head, their fingers to their eyes like their binoculars, and they would go to the Popeyes cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds better than this bullshit.
Let's continue. After Arn and Roma win their match, we're going to get a promo from them too. Here it is.
Tomorrow night, World Tag Team title will be on the line against the Nasty Boys. Not only that, Paul Roma, your partner is a man who knows all about war games, but I know what's on your mind has to be the Nasty Boys.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Nasty Boys. I hope you got a good dose of that ring right there and what we just did. When you come on to Fall Brawl, you better bring everything you got. You're going to tangle with the Horsemen.
In a situation on a night where the theme is violence, we couldn't have a better situation. You see, The difference between pain and pleasure is just this much, and they spill on top of each other. So perfect for you and us, Nasty Boys. I was in the first War Games, and I've been in about 50 cents. I've had a ton of stitches in my head. I got hurt. Every participant in this match better expect to get hurt. It's the most dangerous match there is. I'm looking forward to it. So are you. But trust me, the participants better expect to get what they came for, hurt real bad.
The Horsemen, the World Tag Team Champions, more still to come on this Fall Brawl Saturday.
Meat and potatoes. I actually thought Roma was pretty good there. Of course, Doc hates him, so he's going to say something
I don't know why
negative.
you're shitting on Paul Roma so much.
I don't get it either,
When did
Harper.
I do that?
When did you do that?
Yeah.
Harper, you want to answer that question for him?
Every week.
Right.
Nah, I didn't do that. Wasn't me.
You shit on him nonstop.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I think he's good.
I do too.
He's my favorite horseman.
You know they
Just him and Rick didn't get along.
You know they re-aired his appearance on Steve Austin recently. Like they redropped it, and he tells a story about how him and Jim Powers didn't get along at all.
Yeah.
He's like, he's showing up drunk. He's showing up. He's like, I can't deal with this guy, man.
The problem is he would Jim Powers would hang out with the British Bulldogs.
Yep, he said
and
that.
The British, and it said the problem is since the British Bulldogs were the big stars and the champions, they could get away with this shit. Jim Powers was, a mid-card guy. Right, he couldn't get away with this shit. So he would get penalized, and fucking Paul Roma, since he was his tag team partner, the shit would get on him too.
Is that what happens to us,
Powers
Mike?
would
The
be
shit gets
showing
on
up.
us.
Powers would be showing up like drunk and,
And late to the building.
yeah, not in his right frame of mind, and Roma's like, I can't do it with this guy. I cannot. This guy is a pain in the ass. He couldn't stand him.
So back to this promo, did you think it was weird? Like, hey, was it kind of like, hey, Arn, pay-per-views aren't moving. Get out there and sell the whole thing. Because, he was talking about their match, but then he switches over and has to, sell the War Games match.
I don't know if that was it, but if you're going to get anybody to talk about War Games, he's the guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine. I thought Roma was good.
Oh, yeah, he's my favorite horseman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Asshole. All
There
right.
are no horsemen because Rick doesn't even acknowledge them, and they don't acknowledge Ric Flair.
Yeah. They're the four horsemen, but there's really only two right now, I guess.
Right.
It is what it is. It's a downtime for the horsemen.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Well, let's continue. We get more from the Fall Brawl Control Center with Chris Cruz. Doc, did you have any thoughts on anything here as he ran down the card, and we heard from Cactus Jack as well in a meat and potatoes promo?
I was just wondering where Bang Bang is.
Bang Bang's on the street. I don't.
Whoa.
That's where he found her. No, whoa, me. Like I did something wrong. You asked a stupid question. I just provided you with the answer.
Okay.
Okay is right. Anything else?
You don't have to be a dick about it.
Oh, because you just sometimes you just want to push my buttons.
How did I do that?
Where's Bang Bang? Why don't you answer where Bang Bang is?
In his pants.
See, this is why we get. This is why I get another emails telling me you dropped those two. They're ridiculous. They said this. It hurt my feelings. They were being insensitive. It's ridiculous.
No one says that.
I'm getting tired. Boy,
no
do
one,
they?
Literally, no one. says
Oh,
that.
they say it. I told you the biggest thing is Harper curses too much. That's the number one complaint.
Yeah, because
these
I
days.
stutter, and that's how I get around it.
We've heard that
you
one
stutter?
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll continue. We got another promo here.
See, if I put fucking in front of anything, it comes out perfect.
That's right. It's a nervous tick. Let's go now to Lord Steven Regal and Sir William. They're not putting that word in front of everything, but they're doing other things. Here it is.
Night and the World Television title will be decided tomorrow night.
You know the rules, Shabani. You don't be quiet, and you, humble knave, just stand there and hold the microphone. Now, Mr. Steamboat, I believe you're the world's television champion, so it's you that I'm going to have to give a damn good thrashing to. This Paula fellow, he was quite a serious athlete, and I appreciate his wrestling style. I was looking forward to wrestling him. But now, it's you that has to follow my wrath. And Mr. Schiavone, if you don't mind, I'll watch this Paula fellow, because I appreciate him. Is that okay with you? And if it isn't, who cares? Carry on.
All right, let's go.
He didn't say nothing, but he's so condescending, and those facial expressions are so damn good. It's hard to not watch and listen to his promos.
He looks like he hates Americans. Those big fat Americans that come to my country, they want to take pictures of Big Ben, eat their fish and chips.
Get off my lawn. He's so condescending. I love it. Doc, your thoughts?
Would he get over more if he didn't have Dundee? Like, there would be not things taking away from him visually, that it's all on him and he's carrying the whole thing.
It's hard to say. Dundee seems to bother you, though.
It's just weird because I think about him in like Memphis versus this. Like, it's just weird.
Well, he's working.
He's collecting a check.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me the way it bothers you, because you bring this up. You bring it up every week. It's like, what did Dundee do to you? Because he obviously bothers you.
I like Dundee. I don't like the booking.
I get it.
Did y'all like it when it gets more cartoonish and Regal has like, they're all wearing their robes and fake wigs and shit?
Is that when they got Bobby Eaton?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember seeing that.
I don't
call him Robert.
I don't hate that. It's different. I actually thought Bobby Eaton did good work during that time too. What was he, Lord Earl Eaton?
He was Robert.
No, what didn't they? I thought at one point, man, my mind. Sometimes I misremember shit so bad. I thought they called him at one point.
Him Robert Eaton.
I know, but I thought at one point they called him Lord Earl Eaton. I don't know why I'm thinking that.
I think they did.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought Eaton was great in that gimmick. Because he didn't need to do any talking. That was the other thing. I thought he played the part well. But back to what you were saying, Dundee it doesn't bother me one way or another. I don't think he needs to talk. I wish he kind of would just stand there. Then again,
he serves a purpose in the matches because he's providing the gimmicks.
You said a couple weeks ago it bothers you because he's got the Australian accent.
Yeah, but to the American, is there a difference?
Well, see, that's what I was going to say. How many people, even watching in 93, were even like, oh, that's an Australian accent, not an English one?
How many people now would know?
Sir, I think we're a little bit more woke now to those things, but maybe I'm wrong.
We can't say that. DEI.
That's why I said it, because I knew it would get a rise out of you dumbass.
They're going to come for us, Mike.
Okay.
Well, they're going to come for you.
Here we go. Here we go down the path.
Let's roll over on him when they come to our house, Harper.
I'm like, yeah, there he is right there.
He's over there.
He's got weed on him. That's nice. You know what I'm watching? The fucking Division II NCAA quarterfinal.
Sounds
Division
exciting.
2. It's Assumption versus Nova Southeast.
Doc, we go to Orndorff versus Dave Hart. The fans are waving their hands in the air, chanting Paula. Regal and Sir William are out there watching the match. Tony says, I guess they're watching in case they would eventually need to deal with Orndorff. Why they would need to do that, I don't know. Another quick match. Did you have anything from it?
Cops are everywhere. That makes you nervous, Mike.
There was a time in my life when a cop was behind me, I'm like, and I wouldn't be doing nothing wrong, but man, I went through a period in my life where I got pulled over for everything.
Yeah, for that old. Okay, what kind of car were you driving?
I could have been in an old beat up car. At one point, I had a decent looking Ford Escort because that's all I could afford, and they would pull me over in that piece of shit. It wasn't even a piece of shit. It wasn't even that old. Just bullshit. Like,
did they call you boy?
Just pull you over and like, you know why I stopped you? And I'm like, no, officer. You don't know? Bro, what is this? 20 questions? You pulled me the fuck over. Just tell me why you pulled me over. I mean, like, I'm not trying to be combative. I'm like, I'm sorry, officer. I don't know. Why did you pull me over? Oh, well, you were doing 37 and a 35. Oh, okay.
You see?
Got any weed on you?
And that's why I never went to Jefferson Parish when I was a kid.
Oh, we can't tolerate you, Mike.
Uh-huh. All right, Doc, back to the match. Orndorff hits a pile driver and pins Hart.
2053.
Jesus, you keep making me going backwards. 2053. What are we looking for?
Harper?
They're not. They're too young.
The one on the right. The one on the left isn't. That's the mom.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the mom, but that one on the right is definitely like she's probably like 16.
Bro, you starting to creep me out with this shit. Every time there is a female on the screen, you want me to stop the video.
Bro, that kid don't have a shirt on.
He's white. It doesn't matter.
What kind of trailer park shit is this?
He's a blonde-headed white kid. He can get away with not wearing a shirt in center stage. You know I'm not lying. You know I'm not lying. If that was a black kid with no shirt on, he would promptly get spoken to, him and the family, quickly by Atlanta's finest. And you know I ain't joking.
How come you don't have a shirt on?
Because he's a blonde-headed white kid.
Oh, yeah, Mike, because blonde-headed white kids always run around with no shirt on.
You grew up in Metairie? I mean, you know how it is.
What the hell does that mean?
Saw plenty of blonde-headed white kids with no shirts on running up and down the streets.
Yeah, what's that? Mom has on a Davy Boy shirt. I thought they didn't have merch.
Bro, that kid is really sitting in the lap of his parent with no shirt on. I bet he's probably just got a diaper on too.
Can I get 2357?
What are we looking for there?
Let's see.
The cops again?
No.
What's with the cops, bro?
Bro, that's the entrance and exit. They're just when the heels come out.
Keep going. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. This is a different set of cops though that were there that came out earlier. So we got 4 cops running around.
Are we watching wrestling or the cops?
Well, the wrestling's not so good, so we got to do something.
Yeah.
Okay. Paul Orndorff wins with a pile driver.
Squash match.
Yes. He pins Hart. After the pin, though, he hits another pile driver. And then he keeps putting the boots to this dude. Jumping pile driver is good. He keeps putting the boots to him. Steamboat comes out and drops a chop on Orndorff's head and some punches. Regal now hits the ring and helps Orndorff. They attack Steamboat and with Sir William's umbrella, which gets us a little extra heat. And we head to commercial with Steamboat getting beat down. So a common theme here. We've seen it twice now with baby faces getting beat down as we go to commercial. Did you notice that? Happened in the first match.
Got to get that pay-per-view sold.
Happened in this one. Not complaining, just pointing it out.
Regal was knocking the shit out of Steamboat with that damn umbrella.
Yeah, I was trying to wait till we get to it because he comes in and here it is.
Laying it in, brother.
Here it comes.
Let me go ahead and just...
I bet that umbrella don't feel too good.
No. See that? You should have mind your own business.
Pick him up.
That's right. I hit him.
He's got him in a front face lock.
Get him.
Yeah, he's catching him with that thing, dude, in the back. Not bad.
Don't stop me. Yeah, let me get some more in here.
Well, you know that umbrella's all bent up. Oh boy. All right. And that was that.
Good stuff.
From there, again, I said it's a short episode. We go to the main event. We got Ric Flair and Dustin Rhodes versus Rick Rude and Sid Vicious. Flair and Sting and Dustin head to the ring. Remember, Dustin was attacked earlier in the night when he was helping out Sting. Harlem Heat try making their way to the ring, but security stops them. And
good thing we have that security in place.
Right. So Dustin is going to try to gut this one out, but Sid attacks him as the match starts. So we got Flair and an injured Dustin Rhodes, and Jesse says, it's like I always say, Texicans are stupid. And I look at Doc and I say, yep. As a third of you and ask if you got anything from this match.
I'm too stupid.
You're making my point for me. There's two entrances, Doc. That's why you have those two cops right there at the babyface entrance, and you have the other cops by the heel entrance. I don't know why that's hard for you to understand, though.
I don't know either.
You going to hell. Look at that Atlanta PD stopping Harlem Heat.
You see?
It's ridiculous, man.
Back to blue.
Now,
get back to...
Now, don't worry. Oh, I caught that. That's going to get, yeah. That I can't wait for the inbox to be full of that because, anyway. What? Uncle Fred is out there.
This is a podcast that supports the rule of law.
I got an email recently, once again, asking me why I allow you two to be the co-host of the show because y'all are so racist.
See?
I don't know. I should be ashamed of myself because really I tolerate two racist.
You should.
The shame is all over you, Mike.
I should not put up with two racists like you.
You should speak up for yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, they really worked you into a shoot.
Oh, come on.
Back to the match at hand. Doc, any thoughts on this one?
Can I get 30-30?
While I'm going to it, I want to point out, yes, you said 30-30. We get a lot of fans chanting for Sting, obviously. And we are right at, oh, that's what you want, yeah. But this is some prime level dick dancing by Rick Rude here. Watch
Let me
this.
just clench my.
I mean, he didn't give it the swivel. He gave it the thrust.
Flair's like, okay, I see that. All right, that's not bad. Now
he looked at
34.
He looked at Flair. He's like, that's what I was going to do to Fifi. Look at him. He's looking right at Flair when he does it.
Now look at 34-48.
All right. Belly to belly by Rick Rude. You want to tell the people what Flair did?
I'm not sure I know the words to describe that.
Flair's on the
Harper,
apron.
What is Flair doing on the apron there, Harper?
He is thrusting away.
Dustin kicked out, and what's he doing, Harper?
He's just thrusting away. What do you call that? The pelvic thrust?
He's he was, I mean, it was like he was doing some heavy lifting when he thrust it away right there. They're just having a war of words, him and Rude, the whole match. Like, Dustin's in the ring taking the heat, and Rude and Flair just jaw-jacking.
Man, Dustin's in there forever.
Oh, God, he took so much. It was ridiculous. All right, I got a timestamp, 37:15, Doc.
Okay.
Do you have that one? So Dustin Dustin reverses a pile driver by Rude, and it was the first thing that Dustin did in the match that was going on forever, that had any semblance of offense. It was literally the first thing. And I'm like, man, oh, that scared me.
It's a good move, too.
It looks impressive even more because they're both like really tall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's two big dudes in there to pull that off. Bro, hell with pile drivers, dude. Too much bad shit can happen.
It ain't ballet, Mike.
I get it, but you're sweaty, he's sweaty, you got him around the waist. That didn't sound good.
Would you trust Paula to do that to you?
I mean, yeah, you'd trust him, but it's just scary, man.
All right, Mike.
Who wouldn't you trust?
Who's
somebody that you worked with
on the
you'd be like, nah.
I know, yeah. I'm not gonna say no names.
Oh, we know who.
Who?
Joe Kane.
No.
Oh no, I trust Joe. Joe's one of the most trustworthy people I've ever been in a ring with.
Yeah.
He is light as a feather. Right, Harper?
He always does those marathon stuff now.
What's he do?
Whenever there's a marathon, I like the Crescent City Classic and all that stuff.
Oh, he does that?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when Joe went through.
He's in real good shape, dude.
I remember when he went through his chubby phase. Like in the late 90s. He went through like a little chunky phase, man. He was too chubby, but yeah. That's good, man. Shit. Glad he's still working out and stuff. Does he still wrestle at all?
Yeah.
He does?
In like Mississippi and all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Over 50, still doing it. I'll be damned. All right, Doc, anything else before we work towards the finish of this one?
How can we believe after this that Dustin has a War Games in him 24 hours from now?
Shut up.
Oh.
Why are you talking about it like it's real?
Man, they beat the shit out of him.
The match started with like, I don't know if there was like 25 minutes, 26 minutes of TV time. And 16 minutes later, he's still getting his ass whipped in the middle.
Yeah.
Like he just took the heat forever. Forever.
The crowd was into it though, man.
It was like Rick was like, yeah, go out there and do your thing, Dustin. Rick stayed on the apron the entire time until the hot tag, which is what we're watching here. Dustin hits a bulldog, finally makes a hot tag to Flair, who comes in, and he has Rude and Sid reeling. Flair puts Rude in a sleeper, and that's when Harlem Heat hits the ring to make the save, which means we have a DQ. And then Sting hits the ring, and then the Shockmaster hits the ring. And I didn't realize it was this quick, but it happened, Doc. Would you like to tell Harper what happens when the Shockmaster's making his way to get to the ring?
No, I think we should let Harper call the action here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
So we're going to let it play. Sting's hitting the ring right now. We still got all the guys in there. Harlem Heat, Rick Rude. Watch, Harper. Okay, Harper. Tell the people what you're laughing at.
He went to Hopper with a railing, and he fell, and he just took the whole railing down.
He tries to hurdle it.
Is this the only wrestling company in the history of ever that just can't stop a bad gimmick?
Dude, they're leaning into it.
Why?
I can't answer that. You got to ask Dusty. It's his brother-in-law.
So what? Do something else.
Yeah.
It's wrestling. We can do whatever we want. Just lie. That didn't happen.
Bro,
make him a heel.
When he comes out of the... See, that's why they kept showing him earlier in the stands. They wanted everybody to know he was in the stands. Like if you're watching at home.
I get that.
And he goes...
He bit ass.
I mean, it's doing it on purpose, but it wasn't like the fall at the Clash, but he just went to hurdle the barricade and just whoop, fell across it.
But my question is, it's funny, but what purpose does it serve?
It doesn't. No purpose.
Right.
None at all. And the mayhem is breaking loose in the ring, and that was basically how the show wraps up. We get the reminder to order the pay-per-view, Fall Brawl. That will be tomorrow, Sunday, September 19th of 1993. Call your local cable company or call your cable operator now for availability.
I mean, okay, so here's my question, because it kind of goes back to the thing we talked about earlier. Like, you had to, back in these days and before, you had to fight your way into wrestling sometimes. Like, you had to, like, argue for wrestling. So imagine you're young, a little bit younger than us, and you're like, okay, I got a special, I got something coming up. I did good in grades, whatever. I want to get the pay-per-view. And your parents are like, nah, bro, come on. We don't spend money on this bullshit. And you convince them, no, just watch this episode. They're going to set it all up. And I'll show you. It's really cool. And we'll get the pay-per-view. And I just see these, they're almost there. Like, okay, well, maybe. And then here comes Shockmaster. And the parents are like, see, this is what we're talking about. Not getting this bullshit.
I mean, I don't think as a kid you would tell your parents, you got to watch this show. You'll see why we should order the pay-per-view. I mean, because it's storytelling. I mean, that happened over weeks and months and a month of time, why the pay-per-view is important.
Yeah, but if you're 8 or 9 years old, you're not thinking smart anyway. You're just trying to get the pay-per-view.
See, here's the thing. I knew there wasn't a chance in hell of getting a pay-per-view ordered.
Oh, yeah, well, me too.
So I wouldn't even fixing my lips to be like, hey, can we get the pay-per-view?
I'm not talking about me or you. I'm talking about that kid without the shirt on.
That little rat bastard ain't trying to get no pay-per-view ordered.
Hey.
He's like 4 years old without a shirt on. He can't spell pay-per-view yet.
Hey, if we can't talk about rats, you don't need to be calling a 4-year-old boy a rat bastard.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. That's better. We're all better now.
I know, dude. What would happen if you asked your parents, if you had cable at this time, hey, can we order the pay-per-view?
That wouldn't have happened.
Well, I wouldn't have got beat like you, but it wasn't going to happen.
Well,
the same
of us
results.
Would have got beat in 93. I mean, we were a little bit older by then.
I was in college. So
that's what I'm saying.
My money was going to other things.
Right.
Yeah.
Strange
cheap beer,
snatch, and cheap beer.
The very few dollars that I could get my hands on were going to different things. I was drinking Mickey's and Natural Light.
Nobody was
Beast.
Your Randy had the box with the chip in it.
We got a Randy mention. Matt Wilson just lost his shit.
Yeah, so we used to always watch this stuff over there.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I had a chip too. So
nothing was happening. Like it wasn't like they would have got mad. It would have just been no.
Okay. Well, that's how we go off air. Tune in for the pay-per-view that's coming up at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, where we're going to break down Fall Brawl 93 War Games. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. You can only listen to the pay-per-view review there. It is time to rate it and hand out the Toot Toot Award. Doc, you want to go first, or you want to throw it?
I don't go first. We have Harper go first these days.
All right, Harper.
Oh, God.
Remember, Shockmaster tried to hurdle a barricade and fell. So what are you going to rate it? I know.
A B-.
All right, Doc, you?
I'm going to say a B.
I'm with Harper on a B-.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Right.
Well, Regal beat down Steamboat. Arn wrestled.
I mean, Paul
and
Roma looked great.
That last match was entertaining.
Jesus, Dustin just took the heat for so long. Yeah, I guess you're on to something there. Still a B-.
And it was 41 minutes.
Boy, that right there almost had us give it an A++.
I know.
You said something earlier in the show, how we talked about, and we've had this discussion over the years here. When we were young, 2 hours of wrestling was like heaven.
Remember when that shit would go off the air and you'd be like, oh, fuck, I got to wait a whole week till this shit comes on again.
Yep.
Would it realize, because you were in it, like you were watching the match, especially for y'all watching Mid-South, because y'all go off the air hot. And so you're into it. You're like, oh, fuck yeah, this is awesome. I can't wait. I wish I could go to Reno, blah, blah, blah. And then it's over. And they left y'all on a high. And then that high starts to go away. And you're like, man, I got homework and school. And I can't watch no more wrestling for a week.
You hear nothing about it till then.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm looking at anything. There's no way of finding anything else out. You are just
no clue.
Stuck until next weekend.
Yeah.
You ain't getting nobody from the next village over to bring tales from anything.
Right.
Just radio silence.
Yeah.
The only thing I had, and this was not always, but more times than not, the Saturday morning paper would have in the sports where they would have just the results from like the horse races and like just the box scores and everything, would have the Friday night matches at the Sportatorium that you would see on the Sunday night show.
To have like the results.
Just the results. Yeah. And they never could spell anything right. Kamala was like K-I-M.
Right.
It was just always a mess.
Kimala, like they would spell it like that sometimes. Yeah. All right. Well, Toot Toot award time, or Rolex. Harper, who are you giving yours to?
That's hard.
It's very hard.
Oh, God. Oh.
That's what she said. Grow up. What are you, 12?
I guess Mr. Wonderful, maybe?
Okay. Doc, you?
I'm going to give mine to Regal. He's making moves for his big championship match.
Bro, I'm giving mine to Ric Flair for that thrusting on the ring apron.
Come on.
Nice.
Dude, that was vicious.
Is that really what you're doing?
I mean...
Didn't you lecture us earlier about women, and now you're doing this? What? You're showing your real colors.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
You tell us.
No.
Yeah, we don't know. You're supposed to tell us.
No, what's that supposed to mean?
Where do you hide your colors?
Uh-huh.
What?
I see people on Facebook put that up there. Where do you hide your hood?
Okay. Yeah, that about wraps it up. This was a weird show. 43 minutes without the commercials. I don't know. Not a lot happened. Let's hope the pay-per-view will bring a little bit more excitement, I believe. But we'll talk about that when we get there. I am looking forward to Rude versus Flair. I think that'll be something.
Never seen it.
We got the Nasty Boys versus Arn and Paul Roma. Good stuff there. So we got some stuff happening on the pay-per-view that should be very entertaining. And maybe a match on there that we have no clue why it was included on it, but that's neither here nor there for now.
We'll get there next week.
Yep. All right, Doc, anything else before we throw it to Harper to hit the tagline? Unless Harper's got some coyote stories he wants to tell us about this week.
No.
Okay, well, he's not in the mood.
He definitely ain't in the mood. Well, you heard him. I mean, he told us earlier in the show before we got into the review, he was stuck on the interstate. He had to piss. And
yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
I know. I hear you, man.
There is literally almost nothing worse than have a long day and hit traffic or construction on the way home from it, and it prolongs the day.
Yeah, it sucks.
You're already tired. You're already needing to piss. You're done with this shit. You just want to go home, and then you get stuck a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
Amen.
You can drink a few Steve Weisers and go to bed, Harper.
Yeah, I might watch Dark Side of the Ring. I forgot it starts.
Who's tonight's episode, y'all?
Mick Foley with the Hell in a Cell.
What? Why'd you go?
Haven't we already done that?
I mean, what do you want to do, bro?
Chris Colt again.
Yeah, that was.
How many times? I mean, what are you gonna? The rise and fall of Mike Mills and Saint Bernard.
Oh God.
I mean, what are you gonna do? The Menace II Society.
I mean, that would be as good as the rise and fall of Hardbody Harper in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana.
No, well, see, here's the problem. There's
here we
never
go.
a fall with me, baby. I'm always rising.
That's true. And Mike's would be the story of the Brass Knucks Championship.
That's right.
What happens to the trophy?
Okay.
Yeah, where's that trophy at?
Oh, that thing got destroyed.
Oh.
Yeah, we did an angle.
Who destroyed it?
Rod Price destroyed it, actually.
That
really?
bastard.
Yes.
Was it? Were you the? Did it get destroyed on you?
So, I wrestled him one night, and it was on the line, and the deal was the trophy was going to go away, and like there was a belt replacing it. So that night was actually for the belt. So when the belt was won, they announced, this is replacing the trophy. The trophy was already, let's say, close to being on its last leg. So like there was a part of it that was kind of broken, and it was, I don't know how to explain it. That thing was huge, and it wasn't like, it was wobbly. Let's just say that. So I'm doing the old gimmick where, I'm grabbing the security guy. Hold me back. Don't let me at him. I'm gonna get him. And so I tell one of the security guys, go tell him to destroy the trophy. It's like, it was already breaking. So,
brother, I'm tired of carrying this thing around. Let's break it. He
shattered that bitch in the middle of the ring, just destroyed it. Just took it and whacked it. Anyway, so, and I throw a fit, and I'm like, hold me back. So, yeah, the trophy, it got destroyed into 1,000 pieces, and it got swept up in the floor of the St. Bernard Civic Center.
Gone but not forgotten.
Gone but not forgotten is right. What an asshole.
They should put a statue of you on fucking Judge Perez, Mike.
You suck, Harper.
Right in front of the fucking racetrack gas station.
Hey, Harper, you know that school that you said you got, what's the name of that school where the kid jumped you?
What's the name of your school?
What's the name of that school?
What's the name of the Magnolia? Okay.
So I worked there too. I worked Sam Houston in that building one week.
Okay.
Yeah, not.
Right.
This is before you got jumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked Sam Houston in that building one time.
Damn.
Yeah, damn is right. Stiff bastard.
What? He's a former guest.
Sam Houston's stiff, man. He lays it in, or he's blind. One of the two. I don't know. But I give it to him. He'll take it as well. He doesn't cry about it. It's a tall, lanky son of a gun too. Good God.
Man. He's about 6'4".
Dude, he looks taller than that. He's so lanky. Anyway, that was back in, I don't know, 07 maybe, something like that. It was a long time ago. Long before you were doing Wildcat stuff, Harper.
Oh yeah, God, you got 2007. How long ago was that?
You can't do that math in your head that quick, huh? 18 years, brother.
Oh, God, I was...
What the heck's that supposed to mean?
What does that mean?
I was banging bitches.
Whoa.
Were you still going to Kenny's at that time? When did Kenny's close?
Oh, no. I was at French with fucking Luke every night throwing weights around.
Okay. In
that's right,
07?
bench more than fucking he could. Yeah, I think so.
When did y'all meet? When did you and him meet?
Oh, like 20 years ago.
So y'all met around 05?
Something like that, yeah.
You know, I've been knowing this champ for 25 years.
Whoa.
Come on, Harper. What's up, buddy? I think I'm fucking funny. You ain't fucking funny. Somebody need to tell y'all that.
What would Dman say about Harper 20 years ago? How would Dman describe Harper from 2005 to us?
Are you asking me?
Yes. You're the only one that does Dman here.
You know, Harper thinks he's all big and bad because he fucking worked out with Luke and shit like that. And yeah, look at him. Look how flexing his fucking arm and shit. He thinks he's all fucking big and bad because he bangs all these ball whores. Who gives a shit, bro? She's a ball whore. Why don't you find a good woman? They're a dime a dozen, bro.
Good women or dime a dozen or bar whores?
Ball whores.
Oh, okay.
You tell O. Yeah. I had more tang than any of y'all had, no. Oh, y'all had
yeah,
like...
bro. I had more tang than fucking all y'all combined, bro, back in the day. Yeah, I'm sure, Darren. You like the X-Men? I like the X-Men. That's fucking. Come on, Mike.
You should really get rid of the racist on the show, Mike.
Come on, you like me?
So like, how about I buy you a drink and you can tell me what do you like more, DC or Marvel?
All right.
So, hey, baby, who you think will win in a fight, Spider-Man or Superman? You see, it's kind of hard because Superman has all the powers, but you know, Spider-Man had that spidey sense so he could see it coming.
Oh my God. All right. Well, on that particular note, I think we're blown up. I think we went the distance tonight. Doc, you got anything else before we get out of here?
I think me, you, Harper, and D-Man need to pack it in and go.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. Well, Harper, hit the tagline. Let's roll until it's time to do a pay-per-view.
Yo, I'll book a bitch.
This is AI Eric Bischoff. No, I am not the real Bischoff. So don't work yourself into a shoot like these useful idiots in the wrestling media field. With that said, congratulations on making it to the end of this week's show. Don't forget to send your comments about what the guys discussed tonight to Luke Hawks on Facebook and on Twitter or X or whatever the piss they call it now. The rumor is Luke likes answering BTT fan mail. Also do the guys a solid by liking the show's Facebook, X, and Instagram pages. And don't forget to like and retweet or repost the show on all social media platforms. Lastly, become a BTT patron member where you get tons of extra shows. You can join at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Until next week, piss off dipshits. How the piss do you people listen to these useful idiots? These dipshits think they're fucking funny, but they ain't fucking funny. And somebody needs to tell them that. This goddamn show needs more D-Man and less of dipshit, Doc, hard-boiled Harper, and this vanilla ice Snoop Dogg, mumble, mouth, Mills. You have to be an imbecile to find these three fuckers entertaining. Fucking clown show.